What up, G-Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and or subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man of Society, M.O.D. That's where we go live and talk about, pretty much, anything and everything. Where we go live and all that. Now, I was actually, talking to one of my subscribers, right? Cool individual. Shout out to Will, Bellamy. My bad if I butchered the last name. Don't really know how it's pronounced. But he was trying to get, I guess, he was trying to pick my brain, right? He was pretty much saying that he watches my channel and, a few other YouTube channels that, I myself am not too much of a fan of, right? We just have different, ways of thinking, right? And he was just like, oh man, that's messed up. Like, you guys are my favorite channels. Like, but why exactly, or what exactly is it that, I guess, how could I say, I find wrong with their channels, It is not so much that I find wrong with their channels, right? It's just, the way they just carry themselves just doesn't line up with my morals, right? Now, when it comes to, YouTube, you see a lot of people always go in on people talking about, these people are fake or the fakest as they come. And it seems to be one of the things that a lot of people, seem to home in on and point out and, discuss, right? The legitimacy of somebody's, tales, right? Or who they are portraying to be. One of the ones that, people use a lot, for example, is Wes Watson. A lot of people say he's fake and, he gets hammered, because of that, right? And, I have to agree with them, right? But, now, how do you know, like, if these individuals are being, truthful or lying, right? Because it is their story, you weren't there, so how do you know what these people have experienced and haven't experienced, is true or not? And, with one of these individuals, it's crazy because a lot of people, like I said, they point out a lot of hypocrisy on a bunch of other individuals, like I said, Wes Watson being one of the, main ones or the biggest ones, right? But you have other individuals that do it the same, as well, right? But it seems that since people get along with people like that, they just seem to turn the other cheek, right? Because when somebody's telling you a story, really, if you just pay attention to their story, right? And you just, apply common sense, right? And actually listen to what they're saying, you start to see that things, are not adding up, right? And that's not me trying to discredit this individual or looking to poke holes in his stories, right? It's just that, off the bat, it's just like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up, though. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm looking for it. It's just that, if you're paying attention, you just notice that, things are not adding up, right? And, this individual, one of those individuals that, things were not adding up, right? Timelines, charges, stuff like that, right? Those who've been in the, system and locked up, you already know how it works, right? So you would already know, that certain charges or certain crimes are not going to get you, such lenient charges, right? Especially, some of the crimes that are of the most, extreme, I guess, like, murder or assault with a deadly weapon or kidnapping or something like that, right? Serious crimes, right? So, for that, the law system's not going to go easy on you, whether you're a juvenile or not. You know what I mean? So certain things were not adding up, right? And you don't have to be a gang member to know this, right? This is something that's, well known, anybody knows this, is that in the criminal world, in the gangster world, in the taboo world, snitching is a no-go by every group. No group tolerates it. No group allows it. No group accepts these individuals. Once you have told, your career is done. It is over. There's no giving second chances. There's no, well, that's the homie though. There's none of that. And it doesn't matter how old you are. So you could have been young, you could be old, it doesn't matter. Snitching is snitching. Once you snitch, you're no good. That is just how the game is. You may not like that. You may think it's unfair. You may think that, oh, come on now, or they're young or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is how the game is, and it's no secret. So once you told, your career is over. And that goes with any side and any group, right? Because that is the ultimate betrayal to the group, right? Now you may see that as dumb, as pointless, as negative, and all that, and all very true. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change, that's how the game is, and that's how it works. So once you tell, your career's over. Okay. So this individual got locked up when he was a juvenile, and he told. We know that he told because the individual he told on has came onto YouTube, threw the paperwork out there, and talked about it. Not only did he throw the paperwork out there for everyone to see, but this individual, that I'm speaking of, who has a channel, he himself admitted that he told, and that the paperwork is legit, and that he was young, and he told. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Well, in the gangster world, obviously it's frowned upon. But, to everyday folks, it doesn't matter. Why should that matter? They don't care about stuff like that, right? So, in the YouTube world, it's not a big deal, so you're told. No one's even trying to humiliate him for telling, or try to label him as weak for telling, or nothing like that, But at the end of the day, he told. So if he told when he was a juvenile, right? When he was in juvenile hall, if he told then how was it possible for him to have a career, right? Or for him to go to prison and, everything be a-okay? You know what I mean? Or for him to go to his neighborhood, get out and go to his neighborhood and, chill and act like it's all gravy. So something's not adding up, right? Because once you tell, no group accepts that. Nobody allows that. Nobody is down with that. A snitch is a snitch. Point blank, period. So, individuals talk about the careers and what they have done, and, that they were, when, in their time when they were functioning at the highest capacity and the most, level 4 yards, and with the downers of the downers, and the hitters of the hitters, and the gangsters of the gangsters. But how is that possible if you told when you were in juvenile hall? So something's not adding up. Something's not making sense, And it doesn't help that the individual never talks about his experiences when we're talking about prisons, right? Juvenile hall, he mentions that a lot, right? But when it comes to prison, he doesn't tend to dive into the details of any of that, And for somebody who likes to tell stories and dive into details, it's kind of strange. You know what I mean? But like I said, you just can't have a career if you have already told as juvenile. You know what I mean? And like I said, he has admitted to it, so it's not like I'm, saying something that's not true, or that I'm trying to put dirt on somebody's name. No, because they threw out the proof out there, and he himself has admitted to that. So I am not, humiliating nobody, talking bad about nobody. When people be like, well, you guys should just catch phase and stuff like that. For what? Nobody's looking to fight nobody, bro. We're merely stating the truth, bro. If you're going to be mad about the truth, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know what I mean? And that's just how the game works, bro. Once you tell, you're just no good. So how were you able to function with all these, so-called solid ones when you have that on your jacket, though? You know what I mean? And everybody knows that. It's not like it's a secret. So, like I said, it's just something's not adding up. Either there's there's fabrications in there somewhere, right? And their stories, or and like I said, it's just something that's like so out there in the open that people always question everybody else for their stories and for what they have said and stuff like that. But I mean, what about something like this that's so obvious? I mean, this is something that's like, wait, but how would it be possible that you were functioning with all these people and doing all this and that, like you say you were doing, when you had already told before you even turned, you know, old enough to even go to prison to begin with? And like I said, in the gangster world, it's not like that just gets forgotten. Like that sticks with you, bro. It doesn't matter if you were young or not, bro. Once you snitch, you're a snitch, and your game and your career's over, bro. It's not like, oh well, he's an adult now, so he gets a fresh new tryout. You know what I mean? It's not like it goes away. Like, oh, that doesn't count because he was a juvenile. Now that he's an adult, it magically disappears. It's not how it works. You know, how would the neighborhood be able to trust you? Now, how would these individuals even be able to have any kind of faith in you, that you won't tell again if you have already proven to break? So, therefore, they just can't trust you no more. And it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? And like I said, bro, it's something that doesn't, like, not even, nobody gives a fuck on the internet, right? A majority of people on here aren't even gang related, right? So, even though I may see things a certain way, right, and I don't agree with certain individuals and the life choices they have made, right, for my personal reasons, at the end of the day, even though I may not, agree with their decisions, I can at least respect individuals that come and be honest from the gates, right? At least, I know people like to criticize certain, individuals for being, DOs or SNYs or whatever. But at least, if they at least had um, how can I say, the huevos to come and tell you that, hey, I'm SNY or I'm PC or I'm whatever. Hey, I may not agree with their decision, but I could at least respect the honesty, bro. At least they're not trying to lie to you. At least they're not trying to fool you. At least you know what you're getting from the gates, right? Like, they're letting you know what it is from the start. They're not trying to trick nobody. So you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at them for that, bro. Their honesty, right? So at least they're being honest. Compared to an individual where it's like, man, he's telling you all this and that and stuff ain't adding up, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, and then people can't even be mad, like, oh, why are you thinking about it so much? Well, bro, they're telling you a story. They're telling you about their life. I mean, well, and they're passing it off as truths. I mean, isn't that the common thing to do? Like, the common sense thing to do? Like, people are going to be like, wait, something's not adding up. Hey, what about the timelines don't even match it? You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's what people do when people are telling stories, bro. They listen, they pay attention. And, if something's not adding up, of course, it's going to stand out. And you can't be mad at individuals for, pointing out the lies and the truths and stuff, and then want to call it as people taking shots at people or taking jabs. And, bro, merely honesty. And stuff like that is just why, I myself just don't mess with certain channels, right? And, am skeptical, right? It's not like all of this is coming out of nowhere, or I'm just a hater. You know what I mean? If people look at the track record of my channel, I never come on here to try to act like I'm the tough guy. I have never been in any YouTube beef or anything like that. I never try to proclaim or portray to be any of that shit. You know what I mean? All I can merely do is call the facts for the, what they are, the facts. Spit the truth. If people have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. All I can say is you can't be mad at the truth. You can only be mad at the lies, bro. But I'm just saying, overall, that's just, my breakdown of why, I just don't mess with certain channels. It's not that I just have this jealousy. It's just that, facts are facts. Same, shut it, we up.